What is going on, Summoners? We're back here today with another Champion Deep Dive. Today, we're talking about Morbius. So, sit back and relax, because it's Morbin time. Morbius flies into the contest with racing speed, performing a psionic glide when dashing forward from outside of striking distance, or during the opponent's special attack, causing all incoming attacks to passively miss until completing his first medium. While gliding, his medium attack is passively unblockable and gains increased attack. It also inflicts a bleed debuff, dealing direct damage. But if the opponent is recovering from a special attack, he inflicts 4 bleeds instead. Unless otherwise stated, all of his bleeds last for 24 seconds. After Morbius performs a psionic glide, he gains a 100% fervor buff for 10 seconds. Fervor increases the ability accuracy of outgoing damaging effects by the given potency. And while this is active, he can't perform psionic glides. But if this fervor is nullified or fails due to ability accuracy reduction, Morbius replaces it with an identical non-stacking passive. This passive does not prevent Morbius from gliding, so Mystic champions better watch out. Now, all of his basic attacks have a 20% chance to inflict a bleed debuff, and each damaging debuff on the opponent lowers their regen rate by 10% and ability power rate by 5%. This maxes out at 10 debuffs. Also, Morbius doesn't benefit from the normal effects of the Despair Mastery. Instead, while the opponent is suffering from at least one damaging debuff, he lowers their regen and ability power rate by an additional 5, 10, or 15% based on the rank invested. Additionally, when the opponent is suffering from 10 damaging debuffs, they're inflicted with a non-stacking 25% potency Petrified debuff for 10 seconds. This stays paused while they have at least 10. And while they're petrified, Morbius gains an additional 1% combat power rate for each damaging debuff on the opponent, maxing out at 30%. Now, let's check out his special attacks. On each hit of his special 1, he has a 50% chance to inflict a bleed debuff. During this attack, personal fervor buffs are paused, but expire immediately once it's complete. With the special 2, if the opponent is petrified, the second hit becomes a guaranteed crit, consuming all damaging debuffs on the opponent and increasing attack rating for each debuff consumed up to 40. Additionally, his personal damaging debuffs are paused during the attack, and he passively regenerates 15% of the damage dealt by the second hit, capping out at 10% of his max health. The Special 3. If the opponent is petrified, he gains additional attack for each damaging debuff on the opponent, but does not consume them. He also regenerates 15% of the damage dealt, again capping out at 10% of his max health. Now, let's check out his signature ability. When awakened, if the opponent is immune to a personal bleed, he has up to a 100% chance to inflict a rupture debuff instead, dealing physical damage but copying the bleed's behavior. Additionally, when taking direct damage from any source, he gains a non-stacking Undying passive. This prevents Morbius from being knocked out by direct damage, but this falls off when not taking damage from a direct damage effect for 2 seconds. This has a cooldown of 8 seconds, but while it's active, he instantly regenerates up to 50% of all direct damage taken. But against skill champions, the potency is reduced by 50%. Now, let's see that glide in action in the champion rotation. To begin, strike the opponent to start stacking your bleeds. You can dash to perform a psionic glide, or hold it if you want to glide through the opponent's special 1 to stack on extra bleeds. Now, depending on the size of the health pool, you can use your special 1 to reset your glide. Then, repeat the process. And once you stack 10 bleeds, you'll inflict a Petrify debuff. And when the opponent is petrified, your special 2 will be a guaranteed crit. But keep in mind, for longer fights, your special 2 will consume your bleeds. But that's no bother. Just stack them up again, then repeat the process until the opponent is knocked out. Now, if you're up against an opponent that's consistently failing your fervor buff, you can glide repeatedly and stack on extra bleeds without having to reset. So use that neutralize to your advantage. Oh yeah, and if your Morbius is awakened, you'll gain an undying passive when suffering from direct damage. So if the fight doesn't go as planned, and trust me, we've all been there, just stay calm and glide your way to victory. Thank you for watching this Champion Deep Dive for Morbius. And hey, if you liked the video and want to see more, click subscribe, like, comment, and share. And remember, we'll see you in the Battle Realm!